negative vibes. Cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people didn't know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people didn't know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, oh, yeah. Have one life to live. We have to live. Oh, yeah. Have one life to live. Oh, yes. We only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Nobody even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. One of my songs from back in the 90s, produced by my good friend Mr. Johnny Wonder, and also recorded at Jammin' Studio in Waterhouse, Jamaica, King Jammy Studio back in the day. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Guess what? I got Dr. Phil Valentine coming up at 9 o'clock in the next 10 minutes. Dr. Phil Valentine will be with us. Now, Instagram, I won't be able to stay on with y'all, only because Dr. Valentine will be coming over this phone. You know, I'm going to have Dr. Valentine over the phone. So y'all can go to my YouTube page at King Simon Presents on YouTube if you want to hear Dr. Valentine speak on the importance and why we are doing the Dark Matter Think Tank and why you need to be in the building, why we will not be recording it, why we will not be live streaming it, because it's dark matter. And we're going to be dealing with the Dark Matter Think Tank, and everybody has to be in the building. Only 99 people is welcome. We might go up to a little bit more, but 99 people, in order for us to facilitate the question and answers the way we want to do it, we have to have a certain amount, because Dr. Valentine will be doing a Q&A all throughout the whole session. This will not be a PowerPoint presentation. It's Q&A in segments in different ways on how Dr. Valentine used to do it back in the day. Now, I want to thank everybody that participated in the live stream with Lloyd Strayhorn, but I do want to apologize because I like to be transparent. I do want to apologize because there was a lot of buffering. I was in a neighborhood and in an old building that didn't have a strong enough Wi-Fi, and I thought my hotspot can handle it. But everybody that did participated in the live stream will receive either a live DVD. I'm getting it. It's coming in because I had to of course, converted from an 8mm tape because none of my video men could make it. Of course, USA live stream didn't do it. So from now on, if I'm going to do any live stream, I'm definitely going to use USA live stream, who's my brother, but I know he's been going through certain things with his moms, and enough respect to them. But like I said, I want to apologize to those people because there was buffering. A lot of buffering was going on throughout that whole. So I had to send like 3 different links. And of course, it was not as strong as it was. So it was kind of blurry. So, but I did make sure that I videotaped it, and it's a clear video tape. So those people that did participated in the live stream of the numerology workshop with myself, Lloyd Strayhorn, and Kaya French will get a free DVD courtesy of King Simon Productions, just to keep good faith and get, there's 1 or 2 people that did get request refunds, although PayPal, Instagram, Eventbrite already did what they had to do. I had no problems giving them their refunds. But those that did hold on strong, I did make sure I send them all 3 of my books via PDF. So those that did hold on strong, they did get 3 of my books via PDF, and they will get a DVD. Or we will upload the thing on a private page and let y'all have complete access to watching the YouTube broadcast of the numerology, which was on a private page. I'm going to figure it out because I'm trying to be cost effective because if I do send it out, it might cost me over $500 to send out all these DVDs to 50 to 51 people that was online. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out the prices, and if whatever it is, I'm gonna make it happen. If you do have a DVD player, but if you do want the link, those that were on the live stream with myself, Lloyd Strayhorn, and Kaya French, if you did not get a clear enough copy or a clear enough link, then guess what? I will definitely make sure you get a clear DVD or get a clear link as we're preparing the DVDs. I had to be converted from 8mm. I'm going to be putting it on an SD card and making my man edit it. So I was going to just do the raw uncut version. The raw uncut version means the camera just stayed there. So wherever they moved, that was it. Unless I monitored the camera, I was doing all that stuff by myself. And it is what it is. But hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Just want to remind you, of course, tickets are available. The $99 tickets for the all-day Q&A Dark Matter Think Tank Symposium is available at kingsimonproductions.eventbrite.com. That's kingsimonproductions.eventbrite.com. Please make sure you get over there because we have extended the $99 sale all the way to the 16th. People was complaining that they don't get paid till the 15th and all that kind of stuff. Cool. So if you want to be in the building, it will be in Brooklyn, New York. So if you are traveling from out of the states or out of the country and you want to see Dr. Phil Valentine live and direct answer all questions that comes his way, whether it's metaphysics, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's health, whatever it might be, you can bring your religion, bring your politics, bring your health. That's what Dr. Valentine is there to do, filter and deal with questions, because many times a lot of us come to a Phil Valentine event, and because of the time constraint and because he's doing a full lecture, 5 hours, sometimes a 6-hour lecture, sometimes you do not get to ask. We only can line up but a certain amount of people to ask the question. But 99 lucky people will be able to ask any question. At least bring 3 questions and at least ask 1 or 2 of those questions, and Phil Valentine will answer those questions and deal with it from a metaphysical level, from a naturopathic level, from whatever level you want to deal with it, conspiracy level, whatever you want to deal with it. So I'm on Instagram briefly. So all the Instagram users, please go to my YouTube page. That's King Simon Productions King Simon Present. That's King Simon Presents on YouTube. Or my Facebook page. I'm on Facebook also at King Simon Productions. That's a public page. That's King Simon Productions on Facebook. So if you want to be there, I see people on Facebook. What's up? What's up, Wallace? What's up, Edwin? Big up to y'all. And everybody on YouTube, big up to you, Awakening, Daryl, big up to Ife, big up to Always First Class, and big up to D1 Knockaps. I'm trying to make sure that is what it is. Also, big up to everybody on Instagram. Instagram, I won't be on for so long because I'm using that. I'm more than likely going to use this phone. And that's how we're going to be able to hear Dr. Phil Valentine in the next 4 minutes. So I'll be calling him in. And you'll be able to watch this video over, of course, either on Facebook at King Simon Production. Join my public page, King Simon Production on Facebook. You might not be able to join King Simon or MC Simon. Oh, matter of fact, you can join MC Simon, but this will be shared on MC Simon. It will be shared on King Simon. This will be shared on my YouTube page. So Baba Phil Valentine is coming. Make sure you go to his website. Baba Phil Valentine's website is UKS Now. UKSnow.org. That's Baba Phil Valentine's website, UKSnow.org. So if you want to check out Baba Phil, I'm just adjusting my cameras here. If you want to check out Baba Phil and go to his and get consultation with Baba Phil Valentine, please, 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 a live video to watch another live video. Don't worry, because I'm going to be why I'm doing that unique is because I'm going to be taking off Instagram. I'm done with the Instagram for right now. I'm directing everybody to YouTube. Everybody to King Simon Productions on Facebook. I'm going to only be broadcasting from those places right now. King Simon Productions on Facebook and YouTube. So Instagram, I'm going to be using the phone temporarily. I'm using this phone, so I'm just doing this just to, it's funny. But hey, I'm unique. I'm Aquarius. That's the Aquarian energy that I'm vibrating on right now. So I'm doing unique things. But again, this is the Baba Phil Valentine event going on July the 21st, all day, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We might go even to 8 o'clock because I got the venue till 9 o'clock, but we got to be out of there by 9 o'clock, 9:30. So we got to filter all question and answer. He is not doing a PowerPoint presentation. He's not doing a PowerPoint production. He is just doing straight up Q&A for those who want to. And like I said, I'm not recording. No phones allowed inside the venue area. You will be able to check it or be able to turn it off, but security will check to see if phones are being used. And that's going to go to the ticket. Go to KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. That's KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com and get your tickets. And it's going to be a great event. We're going to have only 11 to 16 vendors in the building, so everybody will be able to get their just due for vending. And we will be have the vegan food will be provided by either plant-based or it's going to be provided by Mojo Cafe, and that should be very beautiful. That's Mojo. That's Joel Benjamin and his wife Monique, or it will be provided by Tony and Ariel from Plant Based. So, hey, Instagram. Go to my King Simon Productions. Sir Crooks, what's up, sir? How are you, sir? Big up to you in Arizona. Thank you for your support. Once again, all those that supported the live stream with Lloyd Strayhorn and myself. Once again, I want to give a nice full public apology, let you know that I was in an area that did not have a strong enough Wi-Fi. Believe me, for a whole week we were trying to find a boost, trying to do this, I got a hotspot, all that, trying to make sure that it was steady. I had to send out 3 different links because it kept on buffering. But we was in an old building. We was around that area where there's a college, and it was just so much happening. So I'm going to give everybody a DVD, courtesy of King Simon Production. I already sent y'all a free book. I sent everybody on the that in their email a free all three of my books. The King, no promotion is bad promotion. Numbers are simple, people are complicated, and numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. I sent all 3 of those books already. And I'm going to. I think I got one more to send because this lady said her email wasn't connected anymore to that site. So Instagram, I'm out of here. I got to call Baba Phil Valentine right now. Peace. Go to YouTube. King Simon Presents on YouTube. King Simon Presents on YouTube or King Simon Productions on Facebook. I'll see y'all later, Instagram. Peace. All right. Thank you very much, Instagram. Let's go to Baba Phil. Got to make sure Baba Phil is in the building and make sure he's here. I just spoke to him briefly, so let me check my phone lines, make sure everything is right and copacetic. Let me call Baba Phil and see if we can get him on the line real quick. Let me see what's happening here. Yep.
Yo.
Dr. Valentine, how you doing, sir?
I'm well, sir.
That's good. I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm live with you, my dear family member. How are you, brother?
I'm well, brother. I'm well.
Well,
I'm hearing a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, that's because because I have you on a speakerphone so they can hear you. That's very important. Let me see. Try to talk now. Try to talk. Can you talk? No. I bet. Yeah, I gotta keep you on the speaker. So, if anything, just ignore the feedback. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. This is makeshift. This is makeshift, sir. Makeshift. I ain't got no professional studio like Sonetta and Brother Rich.
Oh, okay. All right.
So just listen to me, and we're cool. Let's listen to me. We got this. We got this, brother. Now,
all right.
Now let me introduce the audience to you. Those who don't know who Baba Phil Valentine is, I've known him since the early '90s, and actually this brother actually helped my children, my first 3 sets of children at that time. I have 9 now, but my three sets of children, they with the vaccine exemption. He helped my children vaccine exemption, and that joint very worked. That definitely worked, and I know. At the dark matter, and Dr. Valentine has been doing the dark matter think tank for years. People don't even understand. He's been doing it for years, and I've known him from back in from the 80s, early 80s, going into the late 80s, going into the 90s. And when he was with Miss Queen Afua back in the day, I know him from then. I used to come to his house for this dark matter think tank, but one time I came to their house for all the different healers that were there too. I came to that session one time. I got a reading. It was very powerful. And that healer, whoever it was, the guy that did the palm read, I heard he died or transitioned. And that brother did a great job. And I was a writer. I became a writer of a magazine and newspaper and all that stuff just by what he said, what he's seen in my hands. So just want to remind everybody, this is the Grand Master, the father, the godfather and founder of the Metaphysics Underground in New York City. And without further ado, we got Baba Phil Valentine in the mother flipping building that's going to help give you some guidance on why we doing a dark matter think tank going into 2020 and why it's an all-day interactive symposium, Q&A interactive symposium, and why we are not allowing no videotaping, no live stream, no phones inside. We have security at all doors, security on him, and also at the front. And we'll be checking phones. If we can check phones or turn off the phones, we got to either check the phones or turn. We'll give you a ticket. You'll be able to keep your phones outside, but you'll only be able to operate your phones outside. You can't go in the area and use your phone or video or audio or anything. So, Dr. Valentine, how are you, sir?
Well, brother, very good.
Well, first and foremost, we're doing this thing on Sunday, July the 21st. And of course, Eventbrite is open right now. People go to KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. That's KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. The general admission tickets are $129.99. But right now, we still got the $99 tickets up there until we're going to extend it till the 16th because Dr. Valentine, people have been calling me and saying that they don't get paid till the 15th and all that. So I said, okay, I'm going to extend it to the 16th because that's one of your numbers. That's that number 7 energy.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to make sure everybody's in there who wants to be there. I'm only allowing 99 beautiful souls in there because we want to make sure he can answer all the questions because, Doc, a lot of people come to your lectures and they line up to try to ask questions, but because we're in a venue that we have to pay for, it's not ours, and we have to run people out at a certain time, they don't get to ask all these questions. But I've done this symposium with you before, and it turned out that you answered all the questions in the audience at that time. So please let them know, how did the Dark Matter think tank started back in the day?
Well, it started precisely for the reason you just articulated. Usually during the lectures, I get a chance to talk to the people or at the people instead of with the people.
Right.
And we had a Dark Matter think tank that essentially grew out of the One Up on the Frequency. I had created the title to something called One Up on the Frequency, where we would sit down and have a casual talk, very informal talk, answering questions that essentially has been at the root of people's interests, especially spiritually, health-wise, dealing with politics, especially in this day and time. I know that people want to be prepared for when 2020 hits. And all of what I have accrued as intelligence around information that most people are not privy to about where the nation is going to be going over the next 10 years. A lot of us have seen different types of, scientific breakthroughs that a lot of people are being exposed to that's supposed to fascinate people. But they're very practical things that are going to be attacked, much like people in New York at this particular time and in California, where New York, where you are right now, is no longer a republic or part of a republic. They've become a Marxist state, essentially a Marxist socialist state, so that no constitutional law actually applies. It never applied because you're actually a corporate citizen. But you could refer to the Civil Rights Act, which essentially is supposed to give you privileges which extend into your religious beliefs and convictions. When you're in a communist or a socialist or a fascist or a Marxist state, fascism and Marxism is corporatism. In other words, the state takes over and has the notion, or at least promotes the notion, that it knows better than you and your individual needs and wants. So that's just part of what we're going to be covering and how to be able to survive that. Of course, we did the webinar, and people can actually access the webinar as a primer if they wish. And I would suggest that they do access the webinar as a primer to what's going to happen at the Dark Matter think tank. And if I may, they can actually send a request to get the private link to that webinar, which is 5.5 hours long. And they can actually go to SUNNU, SUNNU 777 at Gmail. So if you could actually post that in your YouTube, SUNNU, SUNNU 777 at Gmail. Send me a request for the link, and then I will be glad to forward that to you. And that will be a primer, because I covered a lot of little things that I wanted to get more in depth with. And with your actually setting this up and staging a beautiful space for us to have this Dark Matter think tank, the people can come at me with their questions, and I don't have to be rushed into giving answers, because I have to get to the next point, so to speak. So time constraints are out. Bring your questions, family.
And see, I used to I tell people, like I said before I say that, remember, go to his email and send a request if you want to get the primer to what's going to happen on his webinar that he did earlier. Send a request to SUNNU, SUNNU 777 at gmail.com. That's SUNNU, SUNNU 777 at gmail.com. It is now 9 minutes after the hour here in New York, 9 minutes after 9 o'clock. Baba Phil, I've always told people that you are the one that, and probably you and Bobby, but I know you definitely held the record for speaking the longest in these underground think tanks. Over how many hours? How many hours? You remember?
Well, I do remember Bobby had done 10.5.
Yes, sir.
And we weren't really in competition because the subject matter that I had with all of the different mats and the different, back then we were using transparencies.
Yes.
The amount of transparencies I had took me into 11 3/4 hours formally.
Wow.
So I practically went a whole half a day running my mouth.
people,
so I'm doing a big thing.
People nodding off and still retaining information.
Hey, let me tell you something. We had about maybe 400 or 500 people that had come that day. And I still give props to the brothers and sisters who stayed for that length. There was about 200 people who still left.
Right. Where was that held? Where was that held?
That was at the Crenshaw Mall in Los Angeles.
Wow. Los Angeles, stand up, Los Angeles, Crenshaw. What's up?
Yes, California, baby. In the house.
There's a lot of stuff happening, of course, and I know we're going to discuss a lot of that at the Dark Matter think tank, but what about the vaccine thing that's happening here in New York? A lot of people are talking about that also. Please.
Yes, I'm going to be talking more about that. I don't want to strategize in public about that, but I do know that I will be giving some form of solution to it.
Yes.
They are definitely going to have to really, and I will give a hint, they will have to seriously look into the UCC. And they're going to seriously have to look into decorporatizing and getting into their indigenous status. That's what we're going to talk about. There are other people who have a greater amount of knowledge in that, but I do have enough because I was one of the first people back in the 90s to actually start my process and to get out of the system. Yes. So even though I do use my corporate name, which is Philip Valentine, Dr. Philip Valentine, if things were to get legal or lawful, no, I would definitely then skip to the fact that the UCC. But I will give them a brief primer on what to do, how to do that. And I know there'll be probably people in the audience who have knowledge of that already. And they can possibly assist me, in that. So that we're going to speak more on strategy. And I don't want to get too much more into that in the open, so to speak.
No problem. I also know that you like to put these things in segments, like if you're dealing with naturopathic health, if you're dealing with conspiracy theories. Now, I know a lot of people think you're just metaphysics. They don't know that you're a naturopathic doctor and nutritionist and all that.
Yeah.
Please explain, what is it that, why is it so important for people to get into their nutrition, especially during what's happening as far as the food companies are being taken over, farms are being taken over. How can we offset a lot of that? Briefly, I know we're going to be answering a lot of that question, but please, briefly.
Yeah, well, very briefly, I may not be the best example to look at as far as fitness and so forth are concerned, but I have not been sick for 20 years in my life. To tell you the truth, I have not had a cold, I haven't had a fever, nothing.
Right.
So, what I could tell you is I can give you sound information regarding your health process and so forth. But anybody coming with any specific health challenges, I will not just give them off the cuff fast food consultations then. I will give them suggestions and what it is that may be at the root of their disorder or their challenge. But to do so, to actually give them any kind of fast food drive-through consultation, that's unethical.
Right.
Not only unethical, but dangerous.
Right.
So if there are people who, after, giving me a kind of a breakdown of what their condition is, I can give them an idea of what that may be, how to mitigate it if it's causing problems immediately. But I would suggest that they do follow up with my wife and myself, Dr. Nolani and myself, after the event.
Now, your 1-800 number is 1-800-847-1291, correct?
That's correct. 800-847-1291. And my Cash app, if anybody wants to give a love gift.
I'm gonna write that in.
Yeah, if they can use my SANU 7. Just go up and put capital SUNNU and 7 in the search box in the Cash app. And $1, $2, $3, whatever it is that you all can stand, 10, 50, 100 if you can stand. It all goes back into the work. Trust me, it's not with nothing frivolous. And everything goes back into the work.
And your website is uksnow.org.
uksnow.org is our university's website. Our next semester begins actually on the 15th, which is this weekend, and we are after the program next week. We will be registering people for the late session. So it doesn't matter if you can't come in on this weekend. We will be able to take your applications after that. They just have to go up to the website and then click where it says registration, and just follow the instructions.
Now, I know you have other services there. I know Mama, your beautiful wife deals with, of course, Juice Plus and the Tower Gardens and all of that stuff. How do they contact the same number? They can contact you for that also. And I know you do also for couples. I know you do like consultation for couples.
Yes, we do.
And help.
We do.
Yeah, and how important? Because you've been married for how long now, Baba Phil? Please.
18 years with my second marriage with Dr. Nalani, and 19 years with my first wife. Oh, wow. And Charlene.
Wow.
I'm a kind of a face. I stay put. But with Sister Fu, I think it was about 4 or 5 years.
About 4 or 5 years. Okay, but hey, you stay put though.
Yeah, I stay put. I'm pretty much a house hubby.
But that's what I tell people. I said I don't consult people that ain't been married over 10 years. They got to be married over at least 10 years. Because my marriage hasn't lasted. But now I said to myself, I'm not going to consult single people anymore.
Oh well, our service, that service we have for couples is called Affinity.
Okay.
And we extend that particular word as the glue that people essentially must have an affinity for one another, their auras, their mindsets and everything. So affinity is the premise for what we do. And I also do metaphysical consultations as well. So you can, if you want to call forward to ask for a metaphysical consultation, not a reading. No, we don't, as far as reading is concerned, I can give them practical information regarding what their condition is, or what their issues are, or what is it they're searching for. You see, a lot of people are usually looking for answers and directions, young people today. And, I just have to listen to them, hear the voice, even listen to the timbre, because Mama Azula said that I have ability to listen to a person's voice, and actually I can clock their health and what level of health they have just by the tone, strength, and timbre of the voice. So that also helps me to be able to make a good assessment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, those that are just tuning in, I'm speaking to Baba Phil Valentine. Of course, Dr. Phil Valentine will be in New York City at a private location, in Brooklyn, New York, at a private location on Sunday, July the 21st. Remember, go to KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. That's KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. He has a precursor to this event. If you want to go to his webinar and you want to request his webinar, please go to SANU 777. That's SUNNU 777 at gmail.com and make the request that you want the webinar so you can get a precursor to what we're going to be doing, because this is going, Baba, a lot of people don't realize how important for us to shut down these phones and just really go back to pen and pad and start intaking information, because I think we're telling too much on the line. So this tell us when you started the Dark Matter think tank back in the day, what was some of the reaction from some of the people, and why was it so necessary to continue it back in those days?
Well, you hit it right on the head.
Yes, sir.
The reason why I started it was because it became evident to me that because we were seeking platforms and we needed to be heard, but we didn't have the crowd. We didn't have the attention. It seems to me that when I began looking at Tavis Smiley and him bringing everybody together to tell Black folks on TV, in the media, exactly what we need to do and how we need to strategize, ain't nothing ever got done.
Yes.
Why? Because we kept telling the enemy, we kept telling the adversary, we kept telling the opponent exactly what our strategies are going to be.
Right.
So how you don't ever see the Jewish Sanhedrin come out there and get all of their people from behind the scenes that's running this country and say, look at here, here's what we're going to do in this community, here's what we're going to do in this community. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
So it's necessary for, like you said, for us to get into small spaces, definitely speak, or even if we have grievances, keep the grievances off of the social media and take it behind the scenes so that we can thresh out and hammer out and make sure that we have a more cohesive relationship with one another. And so once we've done that, especially with the brother Moors, there's so many different factions of Moors, that doesn't mean a thing. There's no cohesive, collective bringing together of that power that is inherent in all that's a brain thrust right there that would help to bring us out of the muck and mire, the sociological muck, the psychological muck and mire that we're in. But everybody is kind of the king of their own castle. We've become tribal. We become so separated in our mentalities. We've become personal because we don't like the way this person look or what he said and so forth, or his interpretation of Moorish paradigm. We got to get out of that because these people who put together their powerful machine behind the scenes have think tanks. Where they go and they listen to the intellects who thresh out all the problems, and then they give them to the governing bodies to strategize how to implement. We don't have that. We don't.
Last few questions, Baba. Very, very pointed. Your perspective on dark matter, real quick.
Dark matter is a kind of scientific mythology about what we call the pre-material or pre-materialistic material that essentially is the etheric substance that they can't explain. It's actually a field of existence and potential that exists beyond the parameters of our senses, but has the ability to be coalesced by our mind. We can actually operate that material with our minds and bring it into existence, but they're doing it now with machines. They're doing that through the new wave machines, the wave computers, and these AI computers is using that particular aspect of intelligence or divine intelligence that we have supposed to have been accessed with our own minds. So dark matter is nothing. It's again something that the physicists invented as a terminology. It means that it is the pre-matter. It is the matter that pre-exists before we bring it into the realm of the senses. And that material sits there waiting for us, but it's being polluted. It's being polluted by all of this necklace of artificial energy that they have surrounding the planet right now. And these computers are now using that very substance. See, the substance that the computers are using as the energy patterns to communicate one to the other is what we're supposed to be using. And they have taken that particular realm. That's why it's called virtual reality. It ain't the reality you're supposed to be creating with that energy. But I'll talk more about that because it's a little bit more involved.
Now, your meaning of think tank, your meaning from your definition, please.
Just like gasoline, you got to fill it up before you can get this thing to move forward, because ain't nothing going nowhere without no gas. Well, the tank has to bring that thinking. The minds have to come together to fill that tank to move it forward.
Yes, sir.
I'm just playing with y'all. You know what I'm talking about. We'll talk about that when we get there.
It's going to be deep. Once again, Bob, I'm not going to keep you. One more thing. I'm going to be doing a tribute to. I've been dreaming about this brother, another metaphysics teacher. I've been dreaming about him. Bob Blue Pill has dreamed about him. So we're doing a tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair on Sunday, September 22nd.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And we know him, you, Bobby, and all y'all were doing this. And I know he used to talk about the ELF and the 5G and all these different dimensions years ago also. So, you know, that's why, you know, give us your thoughts about Dr. Blair and why it's important to still salute elders who has transitioned like himself. Please.
Well, Dr. Blair he was my big brother.
Yes.
He was possibly maybe 3 to 5 years beyond me. And he was around the time of Eric Butterworth, who was actually the one that I was inspired by to start looking into the metaphysics.
Right.
But Dr. Albert Blair was the elder brother of the three of us. In other words, Chicago had Dr. Blair. Excuse me. I was in New York, and Bobby was in Georgia, in Atlanta, and brother Jamal was in California. And we were coming together with a whole new way of approaching the way we viewed reality.
Yes.
And that then kicked into a movement.
Yes.
We were underground talking about a subject that everybody thought belonged to white people. White people didn't invent anything. I want people to understand that metaphysics is not white. They just took it and they cut the Kemet in half. So I put the KE back in metaphysics and call it Kemetaphysics. It belongs to us. It's the way we were the philosophers. Our people were the philosophers. And everybody thinking, listen, that's another thing. Y'all thinking that because I'm light-skinned, I'm white. Get off of that nonsense. All right? When I say we, I mean all of we. You understand? And this is Trinidadian, is all of we. So you understand that metaphysics, the ones who taught the Greeks, the ones who the Greeks sat at their feet were the ancient Kemetu. They were the ones who, there was no such thing as Greek philosophy. Greek philosophy is Kemetic philosophy. So understand, when we speak about metaphysics, we speak about chemetaphysics because we recapture it, we take it back from who it is that's been the pretenders to the throne.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
There was no Greeks. The original Greeks were nothing but farmers. They were sheep herders and sheep screwers. Those ones that are out there in the they were pastoral people. They didn't build no temples like that. It was Kemet that went down there and built all those stuff, the Parthenon and all that. No. The ancient Greeks, the ones that they call the Minoans, those people who were the artisans. The Minoans were the artisans. They were the artistes of that time. Okay, the Etruscans, these people were the artistes. But the European ones that you see as the so-called the Greeks and so, they were pastoral people. Okay, it was the ancient Kemetu that went down and that built up that whole civilization.
You know, but Baba, what is the problem with the historians and the metaphysicians? Why they can't merge this stuff together? I've been hearing them out there, and every time I gave a flyer to one of the historians in the so-called Kemetic community, in our Kemetic community, why do they have a little problem with the metaphysics of Kemet?
Because it's politics. Most people don't understand that it's the philosophers that essentially guide the social narrative that drives the inspiration of the creators within a society. Philosophical thinking and getting into the what ifs and the how can we do this, or what is it about human mind and human behavior? What is a think tank? What do you think the Pentagon think tank? The Pentagon think tank is made up of philosophers. Philosophers of how it is to strategize. How does the human mind work when put through this particular condition or particular situation? And those philosophers, those people who, what is quantum physics? It's philosophy. It's philosophy with a whole bunch of different words and letters and twists and turns. And then that then becomes the underpinnings of scientific thought. Philosophy is the underpinning of scientific thought. So until the philosophers are given the chances to be able to expand the minds and expand the visions and the imageries of the human mind can't see its own potential without people who use words to give them that access to themselves, to that higher self. So don't. The reason why that is because they're the practical ones, the soldiers, the politicians, but they're the philosophers as well.
Right.
And the philosophers are what give meaning to societies.
Right.
Today, meaning don't mean a damn thing today. They don't care. They want you to think like a machine, act like a damn machine. They don't want you to ponder over the greatness that you are from within. They only want you to accept what they're telling you from without. So the philosopher is the one who awakens within you the inspiration to be better than what it is you think of yourself as at that moment. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we're going to get into it very deeply on the 21st, family.
Yes, sir.
This is just a scratching the surface. And you know I got long wind.
Yes,
I can talk.
Well, I have your book, The Wounded Womb. Where can they purchase it at? Where can they go get it? I have it showing right on the screen right now, The Wounded Womb.
Listen, if they want The Wounded Womb, tell them to send a request again to that email for the webinar and for the book.
Okay, no problem.
And for Juice Plus too, they can call me for Juice Plus, and I'll definitely hand it over to my wife.
Okay, I definitely got now. Like the brother said, you can send a request for his book at SUNNU. That's right, SUNNU 777 at gmail.com, and also send a request for the webinar to the precursor of our all-day interactive Q&A symposium. Dark Matter Think Tank with Baba Phil Valentine. When I say it's all day, we have it all day, people. So we got to be out of there. Like they say, we got to be out of there by 9 o'clock. Once we start on time, we're definitely going to be out of there by 9 on time. So It's going to be in Brooklyn, New York. So if you're coming in, you want to find out about hotels, please just Google up Brooklyn, New York hotels. It's wherever you are in Brooklyn. I say keep along between Crown Heights and downtown Brooklyn. Keep along that area. I'm not going to tell you a location. I just want to make sure I'm very good at this. Y'all keep on thinking I'll be playing. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. You know what I'm saying? But Baba Phil, I want to thank you so much for what you've done, how you've helped my family, how you helped other people's family over the years. And please tell your wife and everybody that I send my love and respect to them. And I can't wait to see you on July the 21st, my brother. Definitely.
Hey, beloved, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward myself, family. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Definitely, I want you all to think twice and support our brother, King Simon. He is out there doing the work. This is not easy, what this brother does, keeping the torch lit. So y'all make sure you'll support this brother.
Baba, they don't even know that sometimes people have knocked flies out of my hands, spit at me, and I still, just to maintain good faith and face, I trained martial arts for years now with When Worlds Collide, but I do not want to soil my name, so I don't get into it. I'm good.
There you go.
It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, brother.
I tell them, but thank you very much, Baba, for all the stuff you've done for me for over the years, and your health, and of course your guidance over the phones and all that, and your private consultations. Thank you, brother. All right.
You're most welcome.
Most welcome. All right. Hotel. Yes, that was Baba Phil Valentine. Family, want to thank him, of course, for being a part of the King Simon Presents experience. That's right, the King Simon Presents experience. I want to thank y'all for being a part. Remember, get your tickets, fam. We're going to have a good time. We're going to set it off. As a matter of fact, Dr. Valentine is going to open it up with a meditation, and he's going to open it up with a libation at this secret location. So it's going to be a meditation and a libation at this secret location. The 99 tickets are extended until the 16th of July. So get your $99 tickets. We're only allowing 99 great souls that's willing to sit there and have their questions answered. Come with at least 3 questions from every one of that. So let's say 99 times 3 equals, that would be 297 questions inside the building. You might get to ask 1, you might get to ask 2, but you will get a question answered for all 99 people, depending. If we have 89, if we have 79, everybody is going to get their question, but we're going for the 99 sellout. Remember, there's no video recording, no audio recording, no live stream, no children allowed, because Baba Valentine will be getting very explicit. He's been like that for a long time. That's why a lot of lectures, he don't allow the children to come in, but no children allowed, or you don't want to pay, and because every seat is definitely accountable, and you have that. And then, of course, we have security that's going to check all the time, up and down the aisles. Also, we got a phone check area where you get a ticket with a number on it. with your phone sitting right there. Turn off your phone, put your locks on your phone, whatever you got to do, put your codes on your phone, but we can't allow you inside of the venue or the speaking area where he's going to be at with the phones. It's a serious thing. I got 3 different security guards, security teams that's going to be there. 3 different, actually 4 different. The school security, the door security for the search, the door security at the front door of the entrance into the space, and then his security that's going to secure him. And then I have my boys in the dojos that I've trained at to be trickled around from ninjutsu to sanukas. They're going to be inside different parts of the audience. I'm dead serious about this. This is dark matter. We're going to go in. He can't say what he wanted to say online. He can't say what he wants to say on air. Dr. Valentine is well researched in history, metaphysics, all this book, the so-called conspiracy theories, and all this flash warnings and all the stuff that they be throwing out there. Dr. Valentine is well versed in it. So July 21st, don't forget, it's the resurrection of the Dark Matter Think Tank in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. All-day interactive Q&A symposium with Dr. Phil Valentine. $99 are the early bird tickets before July 11th, but we moved it to July 16th. It will be $129, $129.99 on Eventbrite, or you could pay via Cash App, or you could pay via PayPal, so you could save the surcharges. But again, it's a private location. You will not receive the location until 24 hours or 22 hours before the actual time of the event. I will email it to you or text it to you, but that's how it's going to go down. So please text me 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. If you want to get the Cash App link, which is Cash App $King Simon 3158. That's Cash App $King Simon 3158, and my PayPal, you will be paying through one of my PayPal accounts. So you have to text me for that information. So if you're interested, please be there and be a well-rounded person. I love you, Facebook. I love you, Instagram. I love YouTube. Want to thank all of you worldwide. And once again, please have a great day, afternoon, or evening. We made it short and sweet, nothing long, nothing drawn out. Look out for Baba Phil Valentine on Brother Rich's show next. And I might have him on a few other shows, but definitely we're going to be doing that on those shows. All right. Take care, my family. I'm going to leave you with my song, and one of my songs right here. And this is one of my songs. Remember, if you want to do a consultation, text me at 347-496-1022. Text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. I'm out of here. Peace. Love can't hide away from me again. I'll be searching high and low. Love won't keep me back in this time. In love, I will have to grow.